We all say we want this amazing, fulfilling life. But there's a huge paradox at the heart of why so many of us feel stuck. And it turns out the one thing we crave most, comfort, might just be the very thing that's costing us the life we actually want.
So, let me ask you, straight up, do you ever just feel stuck? Like you know you're capable of so much more, but something is just holding you back? If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. And the real problem? It's not what you think. It has nothing to do with talent or intelligence. It's something way more subtle.
All right, so let's break this down. In part 1, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of why we stay stuck. We'll dig into the biological and psychological reasons that literally keep us glued to the spot, even when we're desperate to move forward. This right here, this is the classic trap we all fall into. We think, oh, if I just read one more article or watch one more video, then I'll be ready. But come on, we're drowning in information these days. The issue isn't a lack of knowledge. The real gap between where you are and where you want to be is just doing the thing. It's all about execution.
And here's why taking action is so dang hard. It's not because you're lazy or undisciplined, it's your biology. Your brain is basically an ancient survival machine, and its #1 program is keep me safe. And it does that by sticking to what's familiar. Anything new or uncertain sets off alarm bells. So that feeling of hesitation isn't a weakness. It's just your survival hardware kicking into high gear. The real skill is learning when to override it.
So how does this actually show up in our day-to-day lives? In this next part, we're going to pull back the curtain on the seemingly harmless little habits that are quietly trapping us. This is where we talk about the hidden and very high cost of being just fine.
I'm fine. It might just be one of the most dangerous phrases you can say to yourself. I mean, it sounds so innocent, right? Polite even. But really, it's an anesthetic. It numbs you to the very feelings that are trying to tell you that something needs to change.
So what is "I'm fine" really hiding? Well, it's the word you use when you're unhappy in a relationship but don't want to deal with the fallout. It's what you say when you're stuck in a job you dislike. It is the sound of you quietly giving up on something that really mattered to you. It completely removes any sense of urgency for change.
And I love this metaphor for the mechanism behind it all, the inner snooze button. Think about it. All day long, you get these tiny little instincts to speak up in a meeting, to start a project, to just get up and move. And what do? We hesitate. We hit that mental snooze button. And every single time we do that, we're training our brain that comfort is more important than growth.
And here's how it all plays out in slow motion. First, an instinct pops into your head. I should really speak up right now. But then you delay, just for a few seconds. And in that tiny little window of time, doubt rushes in. Your brain screams, danger, stay safe. And so you choose comfort. You stay quiet. The opportunity vanishes. Now multiply that by hundreds of moments a day. And what do you get? Years of missed opportunities.
Okay, enough of the doom and gloom. We get the problem. Let's talk about the solution. Part 3 is all about the breakthrough, the mindset shift, and the simple, powerful tools you can start using to move forward starting today. This is probably one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves. I'll do it when I feel motivated. It is a total trap. You will almost never feel like doing the hard, uncomfortable things that lead to growth. See, motivation isn't some spark you wait for. It's a fire you build yourself. And the fuel for that fire? Action. Action creates momentum, and that momentum is what creates motivation, not the other way around.
But action needs a clear target. Saying something like, I want to be healthier is just a wish. It's fuzzy. It gives your brain nothing to lock onto. But saying, I want to lose 10 pounds so I have more energy to play with my kids, now that creates urgency. That's a clear target. You have to be brutally honest with yourself and decide exactly what you want and why you want it. And here's another hard truth. When we were kids, we had parents and teachers to push us. As adults, that job is 100% yours. Waiting around for passion to strike is a passive approach to life. Real growth is an active process. It's built brick by boring brick through the consistent discipline of doing things, especially when you don't feel like it. So how do we actually do this in the moment? It's all about learning to interrupt your own hesitation. It's a practice. You're basically short-circuiting that internal debate club in your head before the meeting can even start. You have to override your brain's default setting to delay, and you do it with one simple thing: physical movement.
And here is the simplest, most effective tool to do it. The second you feel that instinct to act on a goal and you feel that hesitation creeping in, you immediately start counting backward in your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This simple countdown interrupts the part of your brain that wants to overthink and basically creates a launch sequence. When you hit 1, you physically move. You get out of bed, you raise your hand, you start typing. You move before your brain can talk you out of it.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. You have the concept, you have the tool, now it's time to decide on your first move. Because thinking about changing your life and actually changing it are two totally different things. So, your first move starts right here. Acknowledge the dissatisfaction. Stop putting a blanket on it with the word fine. Be honest with yourself about what you truly want to change.
Next, you have to abandon the idea of being 100% ready. You never will be. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. So move first, and you'll figure out the rest as you go. And finally, recognize comfort for what it truly is. It's the enemy of growth. The life you actually want requires you to step outside your comfort zone. So start seeing that feeling of discomfort not as a warning, but as a sign that you are on exactly the right track.
And this quote just sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? Everything you want, the confidence, the opportunities, the clarity about where you're going, it's not going to be found in more thinking or endless planning. It's found on the other side of action.
So it all boils down to this, that one 5-second moment where you choose to move instead of hesitate. The life you want is waiting for you. It's on the other side of one small, simple action. So the only question left is, what's your first move going to be?